Go. We're live. Hey, Jocelyn.
Wow.
Welcome,
Oh,
everybody. It is mid-month motivation.
what did I do? I made myself disappear.
Oh dear. I've been hitting buttons too, apparently. Oh,
Haha.
there we go. Okay. So, hi, everybody. It is the middle of March already.
Super did not mute my phone.
Time is flying.
Did you know
So,
you're live? My phone just told me.
oh, did it just ding?
Yep, yep, sure did. Oh,
Oh, so mid-month motivation.
just put
This
that
is
on
where we
silent.
come in here and all of a sudden realize that we have only a couple of weeks until we have to present goals the next time we get together.
Realize because we were delayed by a week. It's only been 7
Yeah.
days.
So but I think we have an extra week in here. I think there's an extra
It feels like it.
Thursday.
It feels like it
So
just
I
with how
think
the
we'll
Tuesdays
still
fall. Yeah.
have.
It's
Hi,
because the
everybody.
first is on Saturday. So like we get that extra week now. It means we don't
Yeah,
have it next month, but we get it now.
we
And
get it
I'll
now.
take it given how the start to March was a little rough for us.
Yeah, we both had not, well, I mean, mine's kind of evened out, but yes, we both had a rough start to March. March
We've had
has
good stuff. We've had bad
there's been
stuff.
there's been good stuff in there, so that evens out because of course I have a new grandbaby.
You do, you post it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't have a grandbaby. What I have is Asa, I need more of this hand cream. I know
Oh,
you watch this, lady. I don't know where to get it in North America. Asa's my dealer for this hand cream. Guys, this and there's like a dark chocolate raspberry chocolate bar that's like corn free and it's freaking amazing. And she sent me like 4 of them before Christmas and I'm out. So
so
obviously I need to talk to my care package delivery person from the Netherlands.
she
Oh,
needs to send you another little package.
I need a personal care package. I am such a spoiled brat, guys. I love it because it's a lanolin based lotion. Like it is
What's in
rich.
it?
Like I cannot use it in the summertime, but oh the care in dry Manitoba winters is beautiful. And I can't get it anything like that unscented here.
Right,
They're
right.
always scenting it with like lavender. Ugh. So I
You're
need
not.
to
Let me interpret that. You don't care for lavender?
No, Diana and all the other lavender lovers out there can keep that smelly, awful plant away from me. I don't like it. It makes me sneeze. Even worse, what's the
Oh
one that's
yeah.
it's is it lavender? It's that big bush that some people grow in their yards, and it's like a really nice purple flower, and it's got an
Yeah.
intense scent. Is that lavender or is that
Yes,
something
lavender.
else?
Yeah, lavender.
Yeah. Feels like it's choking my lungs from the inside, like my whole system seizes up. So it just, oh, I can't handle it. My whole body rejects the concept of lavender. It is not calming for me. It's not calming
Well,
for me.
that is too bad
Me
because
and my mom walk past the lavender bushes and we go die
and
by
it,
fire. Ugh, because both of like
well,
we cannot breathe. Like mom pulls out her inhaler, cannot breathe. It's not a good plan for us.
yeah, then
Oh, I
that's
see Daisy.
definitely, yeah,
I believe, as
definitely
I
not.
slightly kick the fluff ball at my feet. My monster's just down below
Yeah.
on her blankie full of her dinner because she had dinner.
Oh, well, that's good. So she'll be just, yeah, curled up and ready to have a nap.
Yes, because we had wet food, and today's wet food was salmon pate. What are we going to work on? Hi, everyone in chat.
I know. Well, I was thinking too. I'm like, what do I have that is knit night easy? Is that what the
I
word?
have I had a knit night easy, then I finished it, so now I don't have a knit night. Need to
Ah.
can I work on this? What's this?
Oh, Cheryl's thing. Oh, so yeah. So when you were talking lavender, Cheryl said you might be thinking of lilac bushes.
I don't know. Both purple plants and me don't get along very well, but it could be the lilac bush I want to burn, like incinerate with a napalm torch, and lavender just
Yeah,
offends me.
lilac would be more fragrant because lavender really only smells if you brush up against it.
In which case, it's probably lilac.
Must be lilac.
All I
Yeah.
know is
They
I
can be.
know both of the ones with the L's, and I forget that they're separate ones all the time. I can't be anywhere near. I don't.
Yeah.
I
Lilac.
don't.
Yeah, lilacs are they can be really fragrant. You know, like you can be sitting on your deck and you can smell them from
It's probably
the other
those
side
things.
of the
Then.
yard or the neighbor's yard. And
We don't plant them for obvious reasons. That's
no,
just
well,
more to work on.
oh,
I've got to have something within
there.
reach. What's in here? Can I work on this? What are you? Bag, what do you
So
contain?
let's see who else is joining us tonight. So I hope everybody's got their knitting and is just, this is the perfect night to pick up a project that you want to get a little extra work done on. So Sally, Alyssa, Anne, Nikki, Sherry, Liz, Tracy, Mary, Tracy, Jen, Pat,
Oh my goodness, we got a full house today.
Lynn, Cheryl.
It's
Yeah.
a full house up in here.
Sherry says enough about the flowers. Talk about the baby.
Oh no, be careful about how much baby talk we do.
Well, we'll just do a little baby talk. So yeah, so baby's here. They've gone home. Somebody
Mom's
asked me if
healthy?
she had red hair. No, she's got tons of dark hair. So being a grandma's a delight. Oh, grandson's 21st birthday. Time flies by. Well, I know I look at that and I look at Anita and think, oh my goodness, how is it possible that she's having babies now?
Jerry, where did I put my plain vanilla sock? Do you know? Should I just cast on a new sock? Maybe that's what I'll do. Asa will kill me.
Cast on a
Guys,
new sock. Just cast on a new sock.
we're going to the stash.
So I did finish another baby sweater. So I have the bonnet left to finish for her. And then I'm going to move on to some summer knits. Somebody had suggested a romper. And
I suggested a romper.
did you suggest a romper? Yeah.
It
So I
is-
think that is
We'll just cast on this one.
exactly what I'm
It
gonna-
is as I lean to my microphone.
What did you pull out there?
I gotta knit on this one. I don't know what it is, but it's Aran yarn.
Well, that's
So that works. I found of all the things I've ever knit for people for little humans, the rompers get used the most. Not the bibs, not the hats, not the booties, not the onesies, not the cardigans, not the pullovers. Nothing gets
The
used
romper?
quite like a romper, a nice thin fingering cotton weight romper.
Well, I think I'm going to make one or two. We'll see. It was something I know Anita had asked for. And so yeah. Oh, Tracy says no one's home, so knitting for you. So you've got the whole place to yourself, so you can just kick back and relax. That sounds good. Jen is spinning. Hi, Susanna. Sweater updates. So, oh yeah, Sally asked about sweater updates. I'm working on my sweaters. I've actually did some sweater knitting this afternoon. Hi, Nancy. Yes, Nancy, my granddaughter was born on Tuesday. So she was just perfect. A little on the small side, but not too bad. She was 5'5". So, and now they've all gone home to settle into a brand new routine. Their life will never be the same. So I have to wait and see. Oh, are you talking, Jocelyn? Because your microwave, oh, your microphone. My gosh, can't hear you. Oh, Elisa, you Googled rompers? Oh, and I don't like the jumpsuits closed.
There you go. How about now?
There you go. That's better.
I was saying I need to put these in some hot water.
Oh yeah, a little stiff, eh?
I believe they're retaining a shape. I just absolutely nothing gets used as much as a cotton romper. Everybody loves the cardigans. Everybody loves the booties and hats. They're all very cute. What gets
Well-
used are the rompers and the spitting blankets.
Yeah, I think
Burping blankets. Burping blankets. That's what they're called.
they get used a A
A metric buttload.
non-stop. Yes, Nancy, her name is Scarlett.
She's either going to love it or hate it. That's the only way a name like that works.
Well, I hated my name most of my life. So
I love my name. I love my name. I spend my whole life, people are always shortening my name. And I'm like, listen. Unless you gave birth to me or grew up as a sibling or you're under the age of 4, it's Jocelyn. Even that's not correct. I don't care. It's close enough. It's because they hear my sister. They hear my sister call me Joe. They hear my mom call me Joe. They hear my dad call me Joe. And I'm like, yeah, they're family. They're allowed to shorten my name. Specifically in the case of my mother, because she gave birth to me. So she gets to choose whatever she calls me at any given point in our relationship. That's a rule. And everybody under the age of 4 I give a pass to because I've got a longer name. Like I don't have a name like Anne or Bob.
Yeah, it's a lot of syllables to get your tongue around when you're first learning.
It's a lot of syllables for a little human. So I give them a pass. But like, if a kindergarten kid can say Jocelyn, so can you. That's my name. I don't care if you spell it right. You're not pronouncing it correctly. I just want all of the letters in some format. That's what I want.
Oh, hi, Sam. So Scarlett Whitney, yeah, I really like Scarlett. So we've known for, well, the whole time what her name has given me. So yeah, they had named.
Good start.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I've gone back to knitting big people knits right now. I might have had my fill of little baby knits just for the moment.
Excellent. Good to hear.
Yes.
Because you need little people knits. Those will get more wear.
Yeah, little people instead of little baby. But I'm working on my vest that I started last month.
Oh,
I thought that would be a good little project to work on while we're chatting tonight, because it's just stockinette.
Could I do a pattern? You betcha. Am I going to? Nope.
I thought about working on my blanket square, but it's lace. And I could do it. I could, but then I thought, well, why tempt fate when I have a stockinette project here?
Now I'm going to sit here for the next 20 minutes going, how do you cast on for a toe-up sock? Never mind, all they do is toe-up socks. It's fine, guys. I'm good. I know how to knit. I think this is the Bad Romance colorway by Erin.
Oh, could be. Yeah, so Alyssa, I can see that. So yeah, because Alyssa, your name is spelled a little different. And then, and I have to say, now this is just my opinion, but I know just growing up with the name Louise, nobody knew how to pronounce it. I was always called Lois. and so I know when I just kind of cringe every time I see somebody that has a name that is spelt a little different, or an extra T or a Y or something. And I'm like, oh, I feel your pain. You're going to have to spell your name every time you say it, when it's spelt a little different. Because I'm
well, I mean, I was like, everyone's just like, oh, guys, my last name is Douglas. That's been mispronounced.
See, I suppose everything can be if people overthink things, but.
And I draw the line. I've got several friends. I love them. They're grammar Nazis. I do love them. But sometimes I'll be texting with them and go, I'm going to crawl through this phone and throttle you. Stop correcting my grammar. I know it's not right. Leave it alone. Just leave it. They're the people that spell their name out to the Starbucks employee so that it's spelled correctly on their cup. And I'm like, that level is dumb. Don't do that.
You know what? I feel like when I go, I order an apples. Oh, I can't even remember what it's called. And Starbucks annoys me because they're so fancy, and I just want a hot apple cider is what I want. But they call it a.
Just go ahead and say you want a hot apple cider. They'll change the words for you.
Because there's 3 words: caramel, apple caramel spice, apple caramel. Something. So, and then I never get the whole grande lot. No, what's grande? I don't know the size. So I just always ask for a large hot apple cider.
That's all I do.
And
And I
yeah,
mean, I'm like, my name's Jocelyn, but really, if it says blind lady on the cup, also works. So long as I know it's mine at the other end, that's all I care about.
well, sometimes I just think I should, instead of just when they ask you your name, I just want to say Anne, Sue. I don't know. What's Jill? What is the most simplest name and not have to worry about
Joe, J-O.
Yeah, just like, I mean, yeah, something. But okay, so Louise is here too, and she says, I agree. It's worse when I'm here in the States. Oh, sometimes Louis. Oh, yeah. I did not like it. I remember when I was younger, I had a couple of friends who tried to call me Lou. And I'm like, no.
No, really, how do you do the magic cat? Oh, Lord.
Anyways, yeah.
Don't mind me. I'm just gonna argue with this for a while. I don't know why. I don't know why. Every
Oh,
time I
Susanna,
do
you've
this
had to
cast
spell
on.
your name all the time because it sounds
Oh
like
yeah. And it doesn't
yeah,
matter.
sad.
It doesn't matter. My mom also
I
has
know.
a very easy name. We still have to spell it out for some people.
Uh,
It's fine.
so
It
I guess
just
you can't get around it no
you
matter what.
can't. You can't.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna misspell Scarlet. They're gonna mispronounce Scarlet. They might call her Scar as a child to tease her. Like
Oh,
there's no way around it.
I know. Yeah,
All of our names are gonna
yeah,
get somehow
yeah.
mispronounced. The trick is just to teach them not to care.
Well, and then to make it even worse, do you
And
guys
don't
want to know,
respond.
do you want to know a secret? So my name is actually my is Dorothy Louise. My mom's name is Dorothy.
That's fine.
Oh no, it's a major pain in the ass
Why you
because,
don't like being named after your mom?
well, no, it's fine, but I wish she'd just called me Louise Dorothy
That's fair.
because every time, legally, like any medical document or you go to the hospital or pharmacy, they have to call you by your legal name.
Yes, they do.
So all of my trips the last few years to the hospital, I've just given up telling them it's Louise. I just go by Dorothy now.
Yeah, she'll see the look on my face when I realized my ex-boyfriend, the mysterious Mr. B, doesn't go by his first name, doesn't even go by his middle name. He goes by an abbreviated version of his middle name. Has his whole life. Why in the world did your parents name you that if they were always going to call you a different name? That's what I don't get.
Right.
I don't get. And I had to get the information. And he told me because he's an emergency contact. So like I know his first name. And I looked at him and I'm like nobody knows what your first name is outside your family. He's like, unless it's absolutely necessary, I never they don't talk about it, don't say about it. He is a shortened version of his middle name. Has been his whole life. I'm like, that's your cue. If I am truly livid at you, your whole correct birth name will come out of my face. And he went, that is reserved for extreme irritation. I'm like, if I am doing that, that is your cue to walk away. I am too mad to discuss things with you.
I know. It's like, why do names have to be so hard? So Anne says when people see my name has the E, they say Annie.
Oh, well, it's because we were raised to do that.
And
Culturally.
oh yes. I just
I'm my name is Jocelyn. It's French and it's female. I have a Caucasian white father. My name is Jocelyn.
yeah. Okay, Pat says
never teaching him that the C should be pronounced like an S. It's never gonna happen.
I know, it's so funny. So Pat says we did that to our son. We call him by his second name. I wish we had never done that. I know.
The whole family does it. The whole family goes by shortened versions of either their first name or their middle name and nothing else. Like, why did you give your children such beefy names, like beefy classic names, if you were never going to use them? Just give them the name you wanted to call them.
I know.
Which usually means that I look at my mother and go, thank you for not naming me Megan. I would not have appreciated that. That is not a name that fits my personality. And mom's like, no, you're not a Megan kid. I'm like, nope. She's like, I could have named you after me, but you would have been the full length of my name. I'm like, oh yeah, just to make myself different from my mom, who's Barb, I would have been Barbara, and I would have insisted on all of it.
I know it. Well, I
Because
know
I would have been like, I'm not my mom. I am my own person.
there was a few years ago, we were going through a bunch of family tree stuff. And it's hard, right? When you start going back a number of generations and there's so many kids in a family and you're
They'd
trying to,
start to creep up.
yeah, so you try to keep track of who's had all these 8 kids and then those
I
kids
remembered how to
had,
cast on.
oh, yay. And then some of them all have the same, they carry the same family name. Like there's, 5 generations of Georges or Walters or Williams. And yeah, it gets tricky. And I think that's what Alyssa says here. Sounds like my family. My great uncle goes by his middle name and everyone else is his first name. He's the 4th. My grandpa, my dad, my brother go by the same first name, but nicknames. Yeah, I know. Oh, well, hopefully Scarlett will be Scarlett. But I guess we will wait and see. Who knows? Maybe she'll get old. When she gets older, she'll change and she'll want change it to something else. Who knows? Oh, Sam, what do you need help with your knitting? Hi, Mary. Oh, yeah. Mary says our family uses nicknames. Nikki, my mom started calling me Nikki. That's how I choose to spell it. But my 3rd childhood friends calls me Nikki too. Okay. Yeah, it's different. Yeah. I know.
The funny thing is when you look at the family tree names and you realize some of the names married into the family, but they're still there.
And they're still, yeah.
Okay, so my parents are Barb and Ian, and I have 2 cousins named Barb and Ian. And the cousins are a mother-son pair. So when you talk about going to see Barb and Ian, I actually have to stop because if I'm not careful and I'm not talking to either of the sets of Barb and Ian,
Yeah.
I have to clarify which Barb and Ian I am visiting with because there are 2 from everyone else's perspective. So,
Well,
family names are weird, but
we
they
have that
repeat.
too.
They repeat. I have a cousin whose first name is my great grandmother's maiden last name.
Mm-hmm.
Which is only confusing when we bring up memories of my great grandmother. Otherwise, it's fine.
Elena, okay. Elena says I changed my middle name to get something that English speaking people could pronounce, and that would be me.
Sometimes.
Because I've always called Elena by her middle name. I tried pronouncing her first name, even when I was in Norway and I had Elena and Asa trying to help me.
I couldn't get Asa's name until she broke it down into a different English word that I could wrap my brain around because she's like, it's awesome, just without the sum. It's Asa, not awesome. Yeah. So now my brain goes Asa.
I know.
I can do it. But
for me too.
It's the same way. Like I'll interact with some people who don't speak English as a first language, definitely don't speak French as a first language. They struggle with my name, and I know they don't mean to. And I know they don't mean any harm by it. They just how the vowels and stuff are put together is very different. So it's fine. Yeah, so one of my girlfriend's husband calls me Douglas because he's Scottish, and boy, he struggles. Okay. He struggles. His Gaelic accent's thick. So I don't always understand he's calling for me if he's trying for my first name, but I understand when he's calling me by my last name. So he just calls me Douglas.
There you go.
And you know
I guess you find what works,
That's
right?
Fine. I don't care.
Oh, yeah. So Susanna is Sarah Adeline? Charlotte.
Adeline or Adelaine?
I don't know. Adeline. It says Line. So I'm assuming it's line.
Adeline. Yeah. Adeline is a beautiful name.
So, yeah. So Mary said, Scarlett will name you. My first granddaughter called me Gog. Then she changed it to Mama. Was it like a W later? Yeah. So I guess whatever they can pronounce, right?
Oh, yeah.
You'll get, yeah, whatever it is.
My very Caucasian father, he's been Papa my niece's whole life. She's always called him Papa. She calls her grandma, but her grandfather's Papa.
Oh, there.
Kids will pick your name.
Oh, so what is this? Alyssa says New England last names are middle names. Puerto Rican names, her mom's side is the first name or two. Interesting. So that's even a different take on that.
Then in Japan, flip it. Last name's first, first name's last. So it's family name first, given name last. Which is why they always laugh at you when
Yes.
you say Mr. and then you go to the last name because you're
Yep.
saying Mr. given name. Just not accurate.
Oh, yeah. So, okay. Yeah. So Elena's saying, Susanna, your parents sound like mine. We all got strange and unusual names. I became resigned to my first name, but hated my middle name. So it was an easy choice to change it.
I like my middle name. I thought about going by my middle name when we moved to Winnipeg. I seriously considered only going by my middle name. And then if I liked it, changing it legally and doing the paperwork.
Yeah, some people do that. So Nikki says, so is that Ava Lynn? Nikki says is one of my kids' names and it's messed up all the time. I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
You get some
Forever.
pretty names, but yeah, it's tricky when it's out of the norm when people aren't sure how to pronounce it or spell it.
Oh yeah, and it's like, again, I have a very common name. Like it's not, there's nothing extravagant or exotic about my name. Still spelled wrong all the time. On medical forms, spelled wrong all the time.
Oh,
It's fine.
that's not good on medical forms.
Oh, I always have to go, that's cute, but we need to move that E. Because they'll spell it out to me when they fill the forms in. Or my brother-in-law will be reading over it and he'll be like, they spelled your name wrong. Well, yeah, but they'll spell your name wrong and it's Chris, K-R-I-S. He's like, yeah, true.
Oh, well, I keep you updated. What Scarlett ends up being called.
It'll take her several years, but she'll flow into something.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, knitting.
Yeah, I know. I cast out on a toe of a sock.
So you cast on a Tova sock, that's setting, and you've got Aaron's yarn, right?
Yep.
You said, and you said, did you know just, you think you know the color?
I think
colorway of
it's Bad Romance, but she's got her birthday sale going on right now
It
on
looks
her
like
yarns. It looks like the
I
Bad
mean,
Romance colorway. I mean, I'll
like-
ask her next time I see her and she'll tell me. But she turned 31 today. So her yarn store is on Shale.
Ah,
And she does a custom colorway to celebrate her birthday every year. So I am looking forward to getting my hands on some of that. Because it is fuchsia goodness with some blue speckles in there. Like, oh, so good.
oh, pretty.
Cannot wait. These are going to be shorties because I need shorty socks.
Yeah, well, it is kind of this getting to be that season for shorty socks.
I also had a couple shorty socks die this winter, so.
Okay, so Elena, you say you share your first name with 3 other women. I always have to spell it. 3 other women in the entire country. Really? That is amazing. Only 3?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
find that surprising.
look at it this way. At least you were never Jocelyn II. Because your last name was further down the list than the other Jocelyn in high school.
Oh, yes. That
Or the
happened.
other Jocelyn.
The other Jocelyn, the first Jocelyn, the second Jocelyn. Yeah,
I
no.
always felt worse for Mike's, John's, Dana's, Diana's, like plethora of them through the school system. Like, oh man, how many times were you just bunched in together with everybody else? Woof.
Oh, Sally's finished her socks, taking a
Ooh.
break, thinking about starting a crochet project. That
I'm
would be fun.
always thinking about starting a crochet project.
So what kind of crochet project, Sally? Like a blanket, a cardigan? I don't know. Scarf? Socks? Would you crochet? Do you crochet socks, Jocelyn?
I do, yes.
Yeah. Eva, how are you? It is late for you and Elena.
It is.
This must be, are you just, Waking up, having trouble sleeping. Oh. Oh, Alyssa says, good thing I wasn't named after my other grandma. It would have been the same name as my BFF. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that would that would be funny, right? Too. Hi, Cindy. So, well, so what is this? So what is this? This is Thursday. I am totally missing. I could just stop and think what day it is when when you're not working, you just kind of you don't have anything to just like frame what the days are, and I'm like, what day is it? And what am I supposed to be doing? Seems crazy, but I've been getting a bit of knitting done. I've got a couple of books read, did a little house cleaning. Just whenever I can get up and stand with arm's reach, try to do some cleaning so I can at least feel a little bit productive. It's kind of,
your knitting is productive, right?
well, it is, but now that I'm home a little bit, thinking, well, do a little bit, then lay down and rest, then knit. Eva, yeah, no sleep here. There's a hefty storm going on here in Bergen. So you're knitting. What, are you working on another sweater, Eva?
Oh, sweaters. All of the ones I want to work on are at points where I have to pay attention to a pattern right now. Not good for knit night.
So
I need to
they're
fix
not
that. I have D&D on Saturday.
Ooh, fun. So that's right, Sally, you just retired like not long and like just in the last month, didn't you? So yes, every day is Saturday. That's kind of nice. It must be nice to be able to, that feeling of being able to sleep in the morning and not have to get out of bed.
The joy of that wears off quickly.
Well, I guess enjoy it.
You either start putting structure into your day or just let the concept of days of the week go.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Need to enjoy it for the first little while until you kind of come up with a new normal and what you're going to do with your days. Oh, so Elena, you haven't switched. The time change hasn't happened for it's not as late. Okay.
For daylight savings time?
Yeah.
Because we switched this past weekend.
Yes, so did we. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you and I are on the same continent. We switch at the same time.
We switch at the same time.
Yeah.
But so I'm hearing
but I
that
know Europe doesn't always flip at the same time. Like they flip at a different time.
But I heard that there's some talk that Ontario and BC may be our last time change.
I would not hold my breath on that until they start putting the paperwork through.
Yeah, so I know they talked about it last year.
Well, sure, but they've been talking about eliminating the seasonal time change in Manitoba since I was in high school. That was over 20 years ago.
Well, I don't know. I think maybe they're getting closer to actually doing it. So we will wait and see.
Just hoping that if they do it, it's in the time frame where I'm in the same time zone as my mom.
Oh yeah, that would.
Because for half the year I am.
Oh, okay. So some people, Jude says they switch their time in 2 weeks in the UK. Yeah. Louise is in Arizona and they don't change their clocks in Arizona.
Yeah, because the Yukon stopped this past year.
Did they?
Yeah. So right now it's Yukon and Saskatchewan that don't.
Okay.
And the rest of us still do, I believe.
I know.
And I know there's always talk about it, but again, till you see the ink tried on the paper,
yeah,
I'm not going to waste my time worrying about it.
Well, no.
When it happens,
kind of out of your hands, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. All right.
Yes, that's right. Tracy says that's right. It has to be, oh, I forget what, yeah. 2 of the suites. So if the US has to agree to it, and then it'll go through.
We got a ways to go.
Lynn, you're
Once we
finishing?
get there, whatever. We'll find something else to complain about.
Of course, there's always something.
Oh yeah.
Lynn's finishing setting up her fiber room in your new home. Oh my
Excellent.
goodness. Happy dance will begin soon. Yes.
Always feels so nice once everything's unboxed and it's all set up. Oh, it feels so good. Feels so good.
Oh, Gail, I've just retired 3 weeks ago and it's great. It means that I can, you get to structure your day how I want and not because I have to for somebody else. Exactly.
Yeah, my mom loved when she
I think it
retired.
really- Oh, yeah, that's right, Sam, I do. Oh, Eva says yes, she's working on a big leftover sweater, a pair of mittens, and just finished a test knit of mittens, and I knit badger and blossom sweater that I finished in a week. Holy moly, Eva. Daisy's got my ball of yarn, you guys. I just went to pull some yarn. I'm like, what? I'm like, this isn't pulling. And she's got it over here on the floor.
Yep. You weren't paying attention.
I know. She doesn't usually do that.
Phaedra only will if it's rolled around in her field of vision, because then it must die.
Okay, Daisy, we're gonna have words here. Stop.
Cat brains don't work that way.
Go have a nap. I can't just get up and get this ball.
Nope. It's a whole process for you.
I know. Maybe that's exactly why she knows. She knows I can't stop her.
Yeah. Oh, they know. Oh, they know.
Oh, so
I know I'm preparing myself to give her my cat Phaedra her spring bath. So I'm watching all of the cat torture bath reels on Instagram right now.
oh no.
They're so funny. They're just
I used to have a cat that actually tolerated a bath very well.
This one will lay under dripping clothes, lay under wet towels, take wet towels off your head, lay on your wet hair, lay in puddles of water she's made by playing in her water bowl. Freaks at the bathtub.
Oh.
Why? You spend half your life half wet anyway. What the is the difference at this point?
Well,
there we go. It's that first few rows of increases I have to watch, right? Drop a stitch. Whoop, and punch the microphone. Drop a stitch.
how are you doing your increases?
Knit front back.
Okay.
There's no way for me to do a make one lift in yarn this small.
Oh, no, I just always do the yarn over. So Cindy's asking, what are we working on? So I'm working on my vest that I started at the beginning of February, and it's knit out of this 100% wool that came from Peru a few years ago. So it's a bulky weight, and I don't know what size needle I'm knitting it on. Actually, I'm not sure. I can't remember if it looks like a 6, but maybe that's what I'm doing, because this yarn is kind of thick and thin. So, oh no, you guys, Daisy just took my ball of yarn and she's wrapped it around a table leg. This is going to be a problem.
Perils of cat pet ownership right here. Did you want to go fetch the ball?
The only saving grace is that it's almost gone, like it's small.
Okay.
Well, maybe I can just sit here and just keep knitting until I knit it all up, and then I won't have to try to get on. I know this sounds dangerous. Get on crutches, hobble over the table, then steady myself on the table, let go of one crutch, and then like tip down with my leg in a brace straight out to reach the ground. That just sounds like another accident waiting to happen.
Feel like that would go poorly for you.
Yeah, so
Just a thought.
yeah.
I
But
am just started the toe of a sock.
ooh, la la, look at that. So is this just going to be a
Vanilla toe up sock.
just a yeah, fun. Those are good. Those are good. And you said shorties.
Yeah.
Sam, did I read your comment about calling you Samantha Jane? I did read that one. Oh, yeah, I'm happy with the vest so far. It's got to keep going. It's just simple. Yeah, Tracy says just keep knitting. Sounds safer. I know. Oh my God. She's got it wrapped around both legs of the chair and the table.
Mhm. I mean, I'm not shocked.
I know. I'll just sit here and knit, 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 knit. But then that means I gotta wind. I guess while I'm sitting here, I could just wind this on the Swift here.
Yep.
And then I could just carry on. Have to put it in a yarn bowl or a project bag. I wonder if it's the wool. So Daisy normally doesn't bother my yarn, but I don't know. Wonder if this smells like really sheepy or something to her.
Possible. Or she just really likes it. Or she's decided it caught her attention and it has to die.
Yeah, that's right. Something to play with. Cindy says, anyone guess my middle name? Not hard if you think about it. My first thought is Anne. Cindy Ann? I'm not sure. Yeah, I know. What a good well, Daisy, she definitely got some exercise doing this down here. Now
That
she's probably
is-
gone off to go to sleep after she's got my yarn tangled all up on me.
Yes.
Oh, Sam just finished 3 dishcloths, working on a 4th and a 5th and a 6th
Ooh,
on the needle.
lovely.
Fantastic, Sam.
My sister used to call them art yarn displays. When we lived together, I'd come home and she'd be like, so I'm like, uh-oh. She's like, your cat. I'm like, oh dear. Made a beautiful art yarn installation. Oh no. And this monster of a kitten that was Phaedra. Oh man. Oh, oh, I lived in essentially the granny suite in the basement of the house so that my sister and brother-in-law could have the upstairs with my niece and have more space, right? Like there are more people.
Yeah.
Oh, she had it wrapped around the bar stools, around the computer desk in the work area, around the coffee table, into the bedroom, back out through the bedroom, into the washing room. Back into my sister's like, I'm not even going to tell you how long it took me to unwind all of that yarn, but I saved it all.
Oh my gosh, we'll see. And last
Just everywhere.
depends what yarn it is. Sometimes I've had some little tiny balls of acrylic yarn. And if it's just leftover, well, even if it's sock yarn, if it's just leftover bits, and sometimes Daisy will do the exact same thing, room to room.
Yep. All over the
And
place.
I just cut it. I thought I'm like, I'm not. Oh, Cindy Lou, Cindy, that was going to be my second guess.
Oh, I don't know.
Sam's working on a mosaic dishcloth. Oh, Sam, you can remember. It's just slipping your stitches. You can do it. Oh, and Cindy says your cousin is Cindy Lee. So growing up, Cindy Lou and Cindy Lee. Oh my goodness.
It just means if you guys were good about it and were close to the same age, you could play the trick the parent game.
I know. I'm just
Parents
like,
don't always spit out the right name the first time.
or grandparents, right? I can always remember my grandma
Yep.
just like going through the list of the grandkids. It's like
Yep.
you're like
That was my
finally
first
getting to
thought.
the right name.
Because I mean, me and the other Johnson in high school figured that out with the biology professor. If he didn't say our last name the first time around, we could both go, which Jocelyn? And he'd get confused and would pick a different student.
Daisy, don't play with that yarn. Oh my goodness.
And we absolutely worked that to our advantage.
Oh, Alyssa says my dad calls me my little sister's name because he teases us the same. Yep. Oh my
It's
goodness. All these fun memories, right?
only a problem if I answer my mother's phone. Because I sound like my mom and my sister sounds like my mom, and poor dad doesn't got a hope. I got hope.
Of knowing who's who.
Nope. Nope. So he'll answer the phone and go, "Hello, love," and I'll be like, "Hang on." I mean, now I've learned, and I've been like, "Mom's answering service, eldest daughter speaking." And he goes, "Oh, excellent, eldest daughter. This is the child I required."
Eldest daughter.
Eldest daughter speaking. But that's how I answer his phone too. I go, "Ian's cellular communications device answering service. Oh, may I direct your call this afternoon? You're looking for my father. I don't know where he is, but we're on the hunt. Who should I yell is on the phone for him?"
That's right. Oh, Susanna said her mom would start with the youngest sister and went up from there. I know. It's just like, hey, you, what's your name? You over there. Yeah. I know. I look very much like my aunt, my dad's sister. So my mom and my great grandma always called me Pauline. It was just like, yeah, okay, whatever. I just got so used to be called Lois, Dorothy, Pauline that I pretty much answer to anything. If you're looking at me and you say a name, I just say yes.
I answer to things like sibling, kid, offspring, daughter.
Oh, so Eva says the same thing. She calls her son, but she says her boyfriend's name. I know. So it's like, I don't know, too many names floating around there. And it's like, you just got to wait till the next one like cycles around or something to get it out of your head, right? Oh no, at least, oh, Alyssa, the fire truck is here. I had a teacher call me Ellie, another girl. Oh yeah. Like she but switched the names. Yeah. Liz, you often called was often called your brother's called your brother's names. What is that? I was often called your brother's. I know, right? Like okay, that's one thing to get girls' names mixed up, like get boys and girls. I don't know. I suppose anything can happen, right?
Well, you always knew who the kid who got in trouble the most was, because I was usually the first name out the mouth.
That's right. It's always on the tip of the tongue, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. To which you could always reply, "Right idea, wrong kid." I know it's confusing. It's usually not me. I am aware.
Yeah. So is anybody getting close to finishing anything? It's the middle of the month. So did you guys have kind of plans for your knitting this month, or are you kind of on track, close to a finish?
I already have a finish for the week.
Ooh, you do?
I do.
What did
Which
you
is
finish?
good. My huge tube.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I have a huge tube. And it's a one skein project.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
here's my entry that'll never go on Facebook because I just won't post it. I also won't go to the Ravelry thread and put it there either. There's no reason why I can't. It just won't happen.
It just doesn't happen.
Just
Well,
doesn't
that's
happen.
all right. Well, you got it done.
I
So
got it
that's
done.
good.
Hey, I've been arguing with tech all day. Oh my God.
Oh,
You guys.
yeah, I don't like that.
Tech today has not. It's like the gremlins have come to war. They
No.
brought catapults and ballistas. And I'm just sitting here with my little crossbow. I'm like, I am not equipped for this today.
So is it something where you could just like say, I'm going to ignore this and go to bed and wake up tomorrow and hopefully it's all just worked itself out?
That's what I did yesterday.
Oh no, it's still there.
It's still a problem this morning. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm going to say that I'm going to, which means I might post a link to my Etsy shop for my pattern designs because Ravelry will not let me upload the new lace shawl to Ravelry.
You had a problem with, did you have that trouble with the Halloween
Yeah, I had the same
One,
problem, and it
two.
took forever to get ironed out. And it wasn't on my end, it was on their end. So
Yeah.
because
So
I'm running a sale right now. Like, as I'm running a birthday sale to the end of the month. So I just put the Etsy shop on sale too.
that's exciting.
And then everyone can just go there instead. And if Etsy wants to know why I didn't make any sales, it's because they goofed up. I'm being kind. It's not the word I want to use.
So are things on sale? So people, the existing patterns on Ravelry, are they on sale in your
Yeah,
Ravelry shop?
yeah, yeah.
And then, or you can go to Etsy and get them
Etsy,
on
yeah.
there.
Yeah. I need to get the Etsy link out.
All right.
Because it's like once you've searched that store on Etsy once, you can find it again real easy. But the first time can be weird with the algorithm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was just gonna say. Their search on Etsy is not the best. If you have a link, it's so much easier.
A link, yeah, is the way to go for Etsy. And again, once
Yeah.
you've been there once, you don't need it. Etsy will be like, oh, you remember that store, so we'll pop that in there too, right? But you gotta go there first for it to trigger, which backwards. It's just backwards. But it's fine. I uploaded the pattern fine there. So that's where it went. And Etsy will let you do store-wide sales where Lovecraft will not.
They won't?
No, you have to manually change the prices.
Oh, I've never gone on Lovecraft. I've never looked at
I've never sold anything on Lovecraft. I primarily sell on Ravelry.
Okay.
I like
Mhm.
sometimes maybe Etsy, but nowhere else. So I'm gonna update the Etsy
Yeah,
and
well,
link it. And link it. That's what I'm going to do because I'm annoyed.
Anne's asked if this sounds wonderful. Anne, are you going? Anne says, is anyone thinking about going to Stitches Midwest in Minneapolis in August? That sounds fun.
I don't
Are you
know.
gonna go, Anne? That would be fun. I've always wanted to go to a Stitches show, but I have never ever made it.
I'm not
Here?
sure because I volunteer at Erin's Fireweed Fiberco booth.
Mhm.
I'm never sure what I'm doing in the summer until Erin has got all of the places she's going signed up for.
Right.
Because I don't know which ones I'm going to go do and which
Well,
ones that Tristan's going to go do. So I tend to leave my summers open.
mhm.
And if I'm free, I'll think about it. And if I'm not, I won't worry.
When is the Edmonton show? Is that the fiber?
May.
Oh, that's a May one. Okay,
Yeah.
so
And then I think it's too tight of a turnaround because I think Erin has to go straight from like Edmonton to Knit City, Montreal. So I think Tristan has to go do that one.
right.
So I'm gonna go do the bigger Saskatchewan one in June. This is, I think, like this was based off vague memories when we were sitting on the couch last month. So I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, so Alyssa says that one's not close to her, but she's thinking either Rhinebeck or Stitches West. But I'm in the wrong region for Stitches. Oh, but wrong region for Stitches. Okay, so Stitches West, is that what you're thinking? Yeah, I mean, there's lots of shows to pick from.
I know me and Diana debate every year doing Rhinebeck. But she's got a couple more weddings this year.
Oh, does she?
So that it may bump Rhinebeck out of the running for us this year.
For, well, you know, there's
Maybe
always
using her holiday times. Not all of it, mind you, but a good chunk of it will be spent over the Thanksgiving because they'll come down here for Thanksgiving for a week to spend with family. So, but yeah, she's got a wedding in April here, and she just got back from a wedding in Jamaica.
wedding season. Yeah.
Well, she's 32, so like all of her friends are getting married at this point. That's just the stage she's at. She's like, did I get a break? I'm like, nope. Then you get baby showers.
Yeah, it's like they kind of go hand in hand, don't they?
It sort of cycles in your late 20s through 30s.
Yeah.
You go from weddings to baby showers and then back to weddings for a while. I don't know why, but it just does. For about a decade, and then it slows down.
Hey, Therese. Yes, Louise, I did hear that the Kitchener's Knitters Fair is canceled for us this year.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they didn't have, I don't know, I think it was a volunteer issue or somebody to actually head up organizing the show. So
When
yeah,
is that? Or when was that?
it's normally like the second weekend in September.
Sweet. Do you want to come crash on my couch and go to the Manitoba Fiber Festival? I'm just one province over.
So, ooh, yeah, I
Diana
know.
always comes down. We could make a girls' weekend of it.
Well, that would be exciting.
Just saying.
Because yeah, we've had two big shows canceled for us. The one in April, the Fiber Knitters Frolic in April, it was canceled. Again, I think it came down to maybe some lack of volunteers. So they were thinking about they're taking their year off to brainstorm some new ideas and kind of refresh the show. So hopefully it'll be back next year. But yeah, that's two big shows for us. That's not going to happen. But Woolstock is happening.
Well, that's good.
And so that's always a big show.
I
So
think you get more than one show. People are so spoiled.
yeah, I know we do have a lot.
Big shows, guys. I'm going to stress big shows. Manitoba has like 3 all told, and 2 of them are tiny. And then there's usually a handful of like 1-day small farm ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of those pop up in the last few years.
Yeah.
And maybe that's part of it. I wonder if there's just too many smaller ones popping up around, that the bigger ones aren't getting the draw from as far now. If that was part of their reasoning.
Well, if they've deemed it a volunteering issue, it's just that people aren't volunteering.
Well, and I think that's probably, I mean, Kitchener's been going on for, oh my gosh, I don't know, 15, 20 years, something probably. And it's probably been the same group of women who started it.
So like some of them are probably looking to retire, but
Yeah,
nobody's
probably, right?
stepping in. I mean, there's various numbers of reasons for that. It could
Oh,
be
yeah.
that people don't have the time.
Yeah.
They've tried, and the initial group of volunteers haven't allowed them in. There's a big problem with click issues.
There is definitely that. Yes, where one of the spots where I used to live, there was just like a local show that I would have loved to help organize and be involved in, but they met on, I don't know, I forget what day of the week it was. It was like Wednesday at 10 o'clock in the morning. I went, well, I'm thinking, okay, yeah, they didn't, then that was exactly it. They didn't want any, they had their little group who has always done it, and they just didn't want any fresh ideas. They just wanted to keep doing it, which, I guess is fine until all of a sudden you run up, that group just says, no, I'm done. I just can't do it anymore. Then all of a
And
sudden
they've burnt all their bridges with
yeah,
any
and
additional
there's
volunteers that they might get.
no
Because
new
those people won't
people.
come back.
No.
You don't want to show up to not have a voice or feel like you're volunteering in a community group. You're just there to help the people who are out to have their girls' weekend or guys'
Yeah.
weekend. Depends on the thing.
Yeah.
And it's not just knitting, guys. All of the communities do it.
Oh,
All
yeah.
of the communities do
It's
it.
all of the little, but oh well, that's the way it goes sometimes. So let's see what's.
This is going to be a wonky toe. My increases are weird.
Oh well. Ugh.
Doesn't matter. Once I put it on my foot, it will be the
It'll be
shape of a
fine.
foot. It'll be fine.
Oh, so Eva says she's going to a knitting festival in Stavanger this month, and then we'll
Ooh,
have
lovely.
the Bergen Festival in the fall. Yeah, the Bergen Festival was really nice.
The first knitting festival for me is the January Fiber Frolic. It's 1 day only on a Sunday in January, and it's hosted by the Norwood Naughty Knitters here in Winnipeg.
Oh yeah.
And it's just at the community center. Diana was in town, so we were busy doing other things, like recording.
Yes. Oh, so what else is, oh, Donna Marie, how are you, Donna Marie? She says, Jocelyn, you may want to contact Etsy. I heard that they bank with the SVP bank that failed this week. Oh,
Ted, doesn't matter. I'm Canadian. I'm paid through PayPal, and that's their problem to figure out, not mine.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good then.
Because if you read your terms and services, they have to, and if they can't, they have to shut down. And the SVB bank that everybody flips out about has been covered, and the banking institution is protected, and everybody who had businesses there have been moved to other banks,
So,
and the staff have been fired. The head staff have been fired. So it was an issue for like 3 or 4 days because too many people went and pulled their money all at once, which is why the bank collapsed.
mhm,
Yeah. So no, I'm not worried in the slightest.
good. What else is here? Oh, Sam, you're on track to finish 40 dishcloths at the end of the month.
Oh my god, that's so many dishcloths. It's only the end of March.
Oh, and Sally says, I've seen some people having problems with Etsy. Well, as far as finding it, Sally, or the payment thing, or just,
Oh, Etsy is an awful thing to use. The only problem is there is no good option to use.
yeah,
They
yeah.
all have their issues. Etsy, it's the algorithm. At least they've never gypped me for pay ever. Ravelry is a great database, but I've had my store shut down for no reason. I've had my pay gypped. So like there are problems on all of the platforms. Lovecrafts is a nightmare to upload and find anything on. A nightmare. And you can't process sales or anything. Like so it's just you have to take your pick of what of the worst you're gonna deal with.
That's the best of the worst. I know, and
Yeah.
I find that really odd, right? You know, in this day and age of all of the technology and all the options, like they seem to have like it can do everything, you know, like they
We
why
can do a lot.
like, why would it not be able to work seamlessly, you
Yeah.
know?
I mean, like I could have a Shopify store, but I don't have the personal budget to pay
Mm,
Shopify every month. And I certainly don't make the sales for it. So I have to have a free platform, which means I have to work under those restrictions. I know
yeah,
and acknowledge this. So it's just a part of the process.
right.
It's not fun. Like Etsy takes a lot off the top when you purchase from Etsy. You get dinged hard. I pay 20 cents American to post an e-pattern to make a listing. 20 cents. They're making their money off of me on the other end when you guys purchase. Even Ravelry does it. So like I have to increase the cost of my shawls to $7 because
Yeah.
Ravelry now takes minimum 75 cents off every pattern. So if I'm lucky, I'm making $4.25 off of a pattern I've worked on for months. And I only sell 15 or 20 patterns total.
Mhm.
I'm not a big designer. So like it's a huge amount of money at my scale. But it's all
Yeah.
back end and people don't talk about the back end openly. They don't talk. And I could advertise, but Ravelry charges you for advertising.
Well,
So
cool.
all of those banners you see that you skip past, somebody's paid to be there. And it's
Yeah.
not cheap. It's not cheap. Yeah.
Oh, so what did Sally said? Sally, I heard some products were removed from a shop without notice
Yep, they'll do that. They have every right to.
for, oh, you heard that on a podcast, Sally?
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, my
Yes,
Ravelry
I
store
guess.
was closed for no reason. They just closed my Ravelry store. It happens all over the place. They all do it.
Yeah, I guess it's just, yeah, like you say, right? It's just something you got to put up with and
Well,
watch for and
read your
deal with
service and
it if it
terms
happens.
agreement. They're legally allowed to. It's in the contract. Everybody scrolls through and doesn't read. It's right in
Mhm,
there. Yeah.
mhm.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating.
Yeah, you wonder what they're like when they're questioned, like wonder what they,
They don't have to care. They're a big business
oh yeah, that's
because they
right.
can go, you need to know your terms and services. And they're not wrong. You do. They're not wrong. You do need to know what you signed up for.
Yes. All right, you guys, I got my ball back. And look what
Sweet.
this.
Oh, there's so little left.
I know, thank goodness. But now that just means I'm gonna have to sit here and wind another ball, which is all right. Yeah, Sally says not a good way to do business though. No, it's not, but I guess, if you're not a monopoly, but people are gonna come
Ooh,
because
glad you're
there's
back.
not a lot of options, right? Which is unfortunate. They
And then
still
you,
should be treating their customers really, really well.
and you got to know why the product was pulled down. Like, did it violate one of the terms and services agreement? We don't know.
Yeah, and maybe they did.
And maybe they
it
did.
was a legitimate.
And Etsy had to, by law, remove it.
Yeah.
We also don't know really what regulations they have to function under. So it varies. Like taxing gets interesting because I'm Canadian and I charge in Canadian dollars, but it's listed as American dollars. But what if someone buys it from the UK? Totally different price structure, totally different tax structure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It gets really complicated really fast. Even I don't fully understand my terms of service agreement, and I read it. And I understand 11th century illuminated manuscripts and law documentation. So if I could read law code from the 11th century, I should be able to handle a term of service agreement.
Oh my gosh, law code from the 11th century. I can't even imagine what that
I
looks
should
like.
be able to handle a service agreement. I
Good,
should be able
but
to do this.
they make it, yeah, it's pages.
They have
and
to be
pages and
very,
pages.
very precise with their wording.
Yes.
Yeah, very precise and very. Oh, the only thing that's more precise and annoying to read is the Magic the Gathering rules.
And have you read all those?
Yeah. Do I know all of them off the top of my head? No. No, I do not. But I would have to inside out, forward, and backward if I wanted to be a judge in the card game.
Well, yeah, I don't know if I would be able to get through all that. Oh, Lynn, she says she's doing a happy dance. Okay, everybody do a happy
Good.
dance for Lynn. She got her fiber room done.
Oh, yeah.
And Paula's joining in. She said she couldn't sleep, so she came to join the fun.
Hey,
So
why
Paula,
not?
you have some zing with you, or are you just kind of relaxing and
Do you keep emergency crafting beside your bed? Because I do.
oh yes. Oh yes. Okay, there's a question. That is a very good question. Who does keep knitting beside the bed on the nightstand?
I keep crochet beside the bed on the
Project
nightstand.
egg on the floor beside the bed.
I mean, I have a queen size bed, me and one cat. It just sleeps on the other side of the bed with the cat. She doesn't need half a bed. She does not need half a bed.
Mine is on the other side of the bed too.
Yeah, she can share. She still has 2/3 of one half of a bed.
Alyssa said meetings are a good way to learn how assembly takes memoir and stacks. What is that? Okay.
I'm not sure you're doing the reading, which is hard.
So yeah, so I want to see. I'm going to wait for some comments here to see. I'm curious. Yes.
All right.
That is a very intriguing question. Who has knitting? So because
right now I have
take it to bed with you and knit a few rows before you go to bed. Do you knit as soon as you wake up in the morning?
Too warm. I have
Jocelyn is now stripping. Jocelyn, you did good. We got in quite a ways before you started.
So warm. Behind my sewing machine, there's, because it's on a table, there's a bunch of space. So my dad built me some shelves. Nothing fancy, just some shelves. And I have all my crafting supplies, like sewing supplies specifically, to go on those shelves. Mm-hmm. So right now, and in bed when I can't sleep at night, I'm holding 3 strands of worsted together, and I'm making little baskets in bed to go on the shelves to store the items. Because it doesn't matter if I fall asleep. It's a giant plastic crochet hook and super squishy worsted acrylic yarn. Relevant if it falls off the bed or I roll over onto it, or it will survive me. It'll survive if Phaedra decides she needs to rub her face all over it. Like it'll survive.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's what I'm currently working on in bed.
That's a good project. So Tracy says, no knitting by bed. I sound too sleepy and fall asleep quickly. That's all right. Alyssa, no, I sleep in bed unless I'm sick. Mary, only books next to my bed.
Well, my books go everywhere with me.
Well, oh, on your phone, yeah. And I don't knit in bed. Can get up if I really can't sleep. Really? That surprises me, you guys. Sally. Okay. Sally says, I have cotton and DPNs always handy for dishcloth near my bed, my recliner, and in the vehicle. Yeah. Okay. So there's one, only one. Wow. It's just like Sally, Jocelyn, and I are the only ones who have knitting. Okay.
I sleep with a tiny god. Sometimes she demands sacrifice at 3 a.m. and wakes me up.
Yeah, I know. I wake up a lot around 3 o'clock, but I don't.
Sometimes I've drank too much tea before I've gone to sleep.
Sometimes I do knit in the middle of the night. Oh, Susanna agrees. Yep. Audio and ebooks. Okay, you guys, look at this. Is going to work out perfect. I'm just at the end.
Oh, lovely.
And I just have about 8, 10, 12 stitches left. I think I'll just make it to the end of the row and then I will be set for the next ball. Oh, Paula says, yeah, books in bed. Unless, oh, what is that, books or crocheting? Step back. Whew, all right. I've got a ball done, you guys. Okay, this is making me feel really quite productive. Mind you, it's taken me over a month to get this ball knit, but I can finally say I've got one ball done. And I thought I might actually run out of yarn for this project. Now I think I'm going to have leftover yarn. Oh, well, I guess I can make a hat, right? Ooh,
I tend to not let myself listen to books in bed or read books in bed because if I do that, I will be up till dawn.
oh, no, see, listening to books in bed, I fall asleep.
Oh no, I will stay up to hear or read the rest of the book.
Oh, will you?
I've done it since I was a teenager. I cannot. I also can't start a book at bedtime. Like I cannot listen to books after supper or I will not go to bed.
No, see, I just get tired and I can
40
listen to a
stitches on
little
each
longer.
side, so I'm closing. My toe is growing.
Ooh, success.
I need 72, so I got a ways to go still.
Okay. Next ball. Gonna wind this in. So Mary said knitting would keep her awake. Books put her to sleep.
Books do not put me to sleep.
Sally said, did I finish my color work sweater? Not yet. And I think that's my project for our check-in, isn't it? Didn't I say I was going to finish the sleeves on that sweater?
You said FO.
Yeah, I said finish. Oh yeah, that means I need to do a neckline, a collar too. Yeah, I think that's my project. So yes, gotta work on that. I've got a few weeks, but yeah, no, this stuff's really fun. It's kind of thick and thin. The colors just reminds me of the water. Kind of bluey green. I really like it. And it would be nice to wear, sometime soonish, kind of this transition a garment kind of between spring and winter. So we will see. Hopefully I'll get it done the next little while. I'm kind of working through some of my projects so I can get some finishes. Fingers crossed. That's my plan. Oh, Amanda says, I think my husband would get a tad mad if I crocheted or knit in bed. Well,
Fair.
I suppose.
Fair.
Oh,
Aha.
Alyssa says,
I
I
have
was
enough of a
hoping
toe
that-
for a stitch marker.
oh, so nonfiction books you can read before bed, but not fiction. Okay.
Neither. It's the curse of wanting to know why.
You just want to keep, you just need to know.
I need to
And
know
just have to
all the
keep going.
things.
No, I fall asleep.
That's why weird stuff is crammed in my head at all times.
Well, that's not a bad thing, I guess.
I can't stop. Like my mom was telling me today, we were talking today, she's like, I had to call you before I forgot this. I'm like, okay. Expecting some sort of like large revelation, right? Some sort of epiphany has occurred. Nope, she was watching television and watched someone use sweet potatoes on top of their shepherd's pie.
Ooh.
And
that
I
would be
went, oh, well, that would just make sense. Sweet potatoes are just potatoes.
good. Yeah. But you don't normally think of them though. You just kind of
And then
think,
I went, well, what if you used a mix of regular potatoes and purple potatoes? You could have a white, purpley, marled shepherd's pie. Still all potato.
yeah. All right. Why
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah, I love shepherd's pie. I make it with deer meat. All right. The rows are
All
going to start getting a bit longer
My
now that I'm into
script is
20 stitches
being-
each side.
There we go.
I don't know where my snow globe sock is. I think it's in my knitting purse to like leave.
Like you had it out to go knitting somewhere and
I think so, and I haven't
it's
gone
still in
anywhere
there?
to knit.
Yeah, because that would be a good one to work on too. So socks is probably going to be projects for you for next month because you're doing sweaters this month, right?
I have no idea. I let people vote.
Are you doing Critical Role tonight?
I am. I have
Okay.
to. It's a two-parter. He ended on a cliffhanger. The DM split the party.
Oh no.
And even if
So
you don't play Dungeons and Dragons, you've probably heard the meme, don't split the party.
so you can't miss then.
I can't miss it. I gots to know. Gots to
Yeah.
know.
It is almost 9 o'clock my time.
Oh my goodness, we're almost 8 o'clock my time then.
Mhm. This was
Well.
typically the time that we kind of wrap up. So I hope everybody we didn't actually talk a lot about knitting tonight, but hopefully everybody got a bunch of knitting done while we were talking. So I got my ball done. My Swift was acting up, so I don't know what, but it's working now.
Oh,
Sometimes
that's
I don't
good.
know why, but this one here, when it sits for a long time, it like gets stuck. I don't know what it is, but anyway,
Like takes a while to warm up again.
it does. It doesn't want to open up, but now it's all good. So I'm all set. I can get myself wiggled around here and I can wind it. So definitely winding yarn is something I can do.
Good.
So I should just, I could just wind up all my balls and we'll all be ready for either putting into this vest or if I have a ball left over for doing a hat or pair of mitts.
Who knows? All I know is that it's going to be an intense emotional critical role tonight, so I got to decide if I want to work on something as heavy as brioche.
Oh, maybe not brioche. That's
I don't know.
tricky. Is that
I
your
don't
brioche
know.
bag?
Yeah, because it's a brioche hug I said I'd make progress on this month.
That
So.
might be, I don't know.
How much progress? Who knows?
Oh, Mary says if she has trouble sleeping, she goes to her fiber room and spins. The wheel has its own lullaby and puts me to sleep.
That's fair.
So that sounds like that would be a nice in your like bedtime routine, right? Wash your face, brush your teeth, go spin for a little while, and then just go to bed and drift off to sleep.
It's that nighttime routine where I get into trouble because I have a cup of calming tea. And everything ready to go. And then I go to bed. At about 3 a.m, my bladder goes, dude, you had a whole cup of tea before you went to bed. I gotta go.
Now you're up again.
Which is fair. I've done it to myself.
Yeah. Well, Nikki said she has to wind more yarn too. Linen quill for her wrap. Nice.
Oh yeah.
That would be nice.
Oh, this is just so freaking pretty.
You're happy with it?
Oh yeah, look at those colors.
Yeah, that looks really pretty. That's an excellent start.
It's good.
Yeah, good stuff. All right. Well, guys, I think we'll wrap up and then everybody can carry on with their nights, head to bed, spin a little bit, do something that'll get you to sleep. Have a good night's sleep. I guess I'm going to wind my ball while I'm still sitting here. I'll
I
get
want a
set
snack.
to go.
I think
'Cause I like,
I'm gonna roast some potatoes and put some salsa on top and call it a snack.
oh, that'd be yummy. That'd be yummy. Yeah, I know myself, if I don't wind this ball now, we'll come back here in 2 weeks and I'll still be sitting here saying, oh yeah, I didn't wind that ball.
I was gonna wind that ball. Yeah, I
I
understand.
know,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
Just
Uh-huh. I've done that.
I gotta mind it right now while I'm thinking of it, or else I'll just leave it and not do it, and then I'll get no more progress done. So I'm gonna do it.
I've done that. I've done that a lot.
So I will, just to make sure,
Mhm.
I'll post a picture on Instagram in the stories just to prove that I actually did wind it. So there's some accountability for myself.
I will try to remember to post the link in the
Yes,
Facebook group for everyone for Etsy.
post it in the Fiber Friends group.
Yeah.
And then, oh, hey Fran, how are
Hi,
you?
Fran.
Then yeah, go check out Jocelyn's Etsy shop or Ravelry for some patterns that are on sale this month for her birthday.
Yeah.
And that'd be great. All right. Well, guys, thanks for hanging out with Jocelyn tonight.
Yeah.
Jocelyn, thanks for chatting with me.
It was fun, as always.
So I hope everybody's on track to get some finishes done for the month. And
Yeah, we're creeping in on the end of the month real fast.
I know it's gonna be April. Like, man, time is just flying.
The podcast anniversary ends up shortly. Like literally on Sunday, there's a live cast on for the spring equinox knit with us.
Oh, that's fun.
Because the equinox is on a Monday.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I know.
Like, spring truly is here now.
Yeah. Which is fine. It's right on schedule. It's doing what it usually
Yeah.
does. A big dump of snow end of February, early March, and then we move into spring. It happens every year. Sometimes we get snow dumps well into April. I'm not worried about it yet.
I keep time, but it's just that mentally knowing the calendar says spring, that
Does
you
it
have
help?
that there's hope. You know it's supposed to be spring.
I find people are just at their worst March, April, May. They are just the grumpiest. They injure themselves the most. They have the most just angry moments.
They're just wanting nice weather.
Or is it because they've built it up so much in their minds that because they can see the light at the end of the tunnel, it's like when you do your exams when you're done university, so you can go party after your exams and you're sick the first week. Like, have you done this to yourself?
Maybe. I know, because it's like, yeah, you think end of March, it's spring, and then it keeps snowing. But
yeah,
I think you
maybe.
have to have that hope that you just know you have to have something to hold on to, that there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
I don't,
That's
or
my
is that we
thinking.
need to change our perceptions about winter and then it's not going to seem like that big of a deal?
Well, yeah. I said, oh, it's tax time. Oh my gosh, Suzanne, no, no. No, I'm ignoring that.
Susanna, that may also be a cause of why people are so grumpy this time of year.
That could be why people are grumpy.
You are not
Taxes. Oh my gosh.
I do my
Yeah,
own. So
basically at 14 degrees in Vancouver. I think, well, I haven't been outside in a few days.
we're -8 or 9 today.
It was warm here. I think today and tomorrow was 7 and 9 or 9 and 7.
Yeah.
And then we're supposed to get snow on the weekend. So
yeah, so we're still in the negatives. So
well, anyways. Oh, Therese, you've got anything beside your bed. Yay.
good. We're not the only ones,
We're
Louise.
not the only ones. All right, everybody, we're gonna head out. So have a great rest of the week. Have a good weekend, and we'll be back in the first Thursday of April.
Yeah.
We'll be back here chatting. So you can catch Jocelyn live on Sunday on Northern Knits podcast. And the Fiber Friends will be live on Saturday morning. So there's lots of places you can just, if you're looking for a little break and want to have a sit down with your knitting.
True story.
That is, we're around. So good night, everybody. Have a fantastic weekend, and we will chat with